So I genuinely think that the school system is just retarded. And it's honestly just been pissing me off, so I decided to just make a video ranting about it. And by the end of this video, I'm also going to teach you the new meta that I have learned for learning shit that actually improves your life, so that you can get ahead from all the other brainless zombies manufactured from the school system. I am a straight A student, and I still think that the school system is just kind of retarded, because most other straight A students that I know, because I talk to a lot of them, if I were to be honest with you, they live such pathetic, like stressful lives that you don't actually want to live. And what I mean by this is they'll have like good marks, so their parents will get happy at them. Oh my god, beta, you got good marks today. But they live such stressful, just horrible lives. Like, they have no life outside of school. All they do is literally just study. They have so much stress going on in their lives, because even though their parents are proud of them, they still beat them if they get under like a 95. And they'll do things like sacrifice sleep so that they can get a good mark, which is just stupid, but it just shows how dumb this education system is and why it's so meaningless to have good grades nowadays. Because here's the other thing that's really weird about the school system. It makes you hate learning in a way. Like, you can just imagine, like, you're sat there with all your friends just sort of mindlessly flipping through the science textbook while the teacher just drones and yaps about it. You can imagine, after all of these years of just being there, not interested in the work that you're being taught, it just starts to make you hate learning, because the teachers are just spewing horseshit at you that you're not going to implement in your real life. Because here's the thing about learning that's really interesting. Learning is just you gathering information and then using it to genuinely do something in life. So for example, if there's a hot stove that you touch and you burn your hand like an idiot, the next time you see that same stove, you're not going to touch it because it's probably going to burn you, right? That's the whole essence of learning. You get information and you transfer it into something in your life. But when you're reading about freaking tectonic plates and BS transgenderism, you're not gonna actually use that in your real life. And because you didn't choose to learn about it, there's no reason for you to actually listen except for the fact that you're forced to. And I'll say this right now, I've gotten hundreds and like high 90s since grade 7. And so we've had all these quizzes and things like science and cells and tectonic plates. And even though I got really good marks on the quiz, I didn't actually learn anything. I couldn't tell you right now, even though I got 100% on the quiz, even though I supposedly got good marks, I have no clue what the hell the biology of a cell is now. And sure, okay, if you were to reteach me, I'd understand it again. But it just goes to show that most of the BS that we're learning in the hours that we're at school just doesn't actually improve our lives. And so, of course, nobody actually gives a shit about school nowadays. And let me just ask you a question right now. What have you actually learned in the past few years of school? So before like grade 6, okay, you're learning genuinely important stuff like how to add and how to live life. But after 6th grade, what have you actually learned? Sure, you can tell me, oh yeah, I learned about this history figure, I learned about the cell biology, I learned about, like, okay, whatever, you're just yapping now, but what have you genuinely used from school to improve your life? And I don't mean this in some retarded argument where I'm telling you to quit school and never listen to your teachers, but the thing that's really interesting is that over the past few years, I've repeatedly asked my parents and the adults around me, when am I going to use this stuff in real life? Like, I'll genuinely just ask my mom, like, when am I going to use transgenderism and random science facts in real life? And I've never actually been given an answer that's compelling. It's all just random BS cope about some, like, random field where I'm never actually going to get into. And the reason that I'm getting so deep into this is because you're currently spending the majority of your childhood in school. You probably spent, what, like 20, 30 hours in school in the last week? But if you're not learning anything, then it's such a horrible waste of your time, right? Because again, the purpose of school is to learn, but you're not learning anything. And so not only are you being trained to just hate learning, you're also not even using the stuff that they're shoveling into your brain. So you're basically just there like a robot, regurgitating information onto a quiz and then moving on to the next one. And then you have kids like the random depressed Asian kids who are getting A's, sacrificing their sleep and their health for literally just a number on a quiz that doesn't mean anything to them. I've gotten more fulfillment literally just getting 20 subscribers on YouTube than I had getting straight A's for multiple years, because I have never found any genuine meaning in getting that number on an exam. Because sure, it feels good and your parents are there like, oh my god, beta, you're such a good boy, but it's not like I genuinely benefited from learning about that stuff. And you might say like, okay, Atharv, thank you for that yap session, but what do you want me to do now? Because here's the thing, in the past few years, I was able to lose over 15 pounds, become a straight A student, and just improve my life altogether. I have an amazing social life. But I didn't get any of those things from school. It's funny. School will teach you all the random BS that you don't actually care about, but they don't actually teach you stuff that improves your life. And this is where I'm going to bring in the new meta for learning that I found. So here's the thing. The way to actually get ahead of people and to learn in a way that improves your life isn't through school. The best way to learn that I found was actually just reading. And that sounds really freaking nerdy. You think, wait, what the hell? This guy spent all that time edging me and now just telling me to read. But just hear me out for a second. Who would you rather be taught by? Would you rather be taught by some depressed teacher who probably doesn't actually give a shit about the stuff they're teaching you? Or would you rather be taught by people like scientists, by people like engineers, people who are genuinely successful people, millionaires? Because let me just show you something. On the back of my wall there's like 20 or 30 books. All of the people who have wrote those books genuinely wanted to improve my life. Whereas if you look at some random teacher who's just there teaching science and random BS stuff that they genuinely don't actually care about, it makes so much sense to instead get educated by people who you want to learn by. Because here's the thing, you have these goals like losing fat, right? You want to improve your social skills, you want to become a disciplined person, even though you don't want to admit it. You want to feel a sense of self-esteem. You want to basically improve your life because you're not satisfied with the bullshit that your school is teaching you. The way you improve your life is through consuming stuff from people that genuinely want to help you. So for example, this video, I didn't need to make this video. This is a Sunday morning. I don't need to make this stuff, but I do it because I want to improve your life through YouTube, through helping you online, because I feel bad for the fact that you're not being taught this stuff that would have changed my life. But you'll have these teachers who were making shit wages. They don't actually care about their job, and most of them don't even want to be there. And so who are you better off learning from? It's probably not the teachers, right? One of the biggest cheat codes for just improving yourself as a teen is just to read shit that improves your life and to watch stuff that also does that. There are books right now on my shelf on how to improve your social life. There are books on my shelf right now talking about how to build habits so that you can lose fat and start living life well again. You literally have books out there on how to, no joke, just become a millionaire. There's books on just how to improve yourself so that you get ahead of people. And here's the really cool thing. Nobody else is reading right now. If you think about the rest of our generation, bro, they probably couldn't even handle reading like 5 pages without getting bored and just scrolling on TikTok instead. And because you're genuinely interested in what you're reading, like you're reading about how to improve your social life, how to get better grades, whatever it might be, you're actually going to improve your life by reading, rather than you going through the school system like a good boy and then just hating life because you don't have any interest in what you're learning. And so here's my action step for you right now. If you watch till the end of this video and you're actually starting to think like, yeah, this is actually a good idea, I should start learning like this, I want you to go right now and deadass just do this right now. Get this one book called Atomic Habits right here. Here's the thing, you might never have actually heard about nonfiction like reading, but after reading that book, I went from being this fat Genshin Impact player to losing over 15 pounds and just basically transforming my life around because it gave me knowledge on how to improve my habits. Not only that, but when you start reading books like this, you're also gonna get better inadvertently at school because you're getting rid of your shit habits. You're starting to improve your focus and your mental health. And so yeah, that's all I have for today. Go read Atomic Habits because it will change your life. And as always, my name's Atharv. See you soon, bro.